in math, the third graders are learning strategies to use when multiplying. One strategy that the kids learned was the distributive property of multiplication. It's a property or a rule that tells us that we can multiply a number by add-ins in an addition sentence. Then we add the answers or products together, we'll get the same total. So that means A times B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. The way that the kids learned it is they learned that they can split up one of their factors into add-ins, and then they can multiply both of those add-ins by the other factor to get a total. We learned this as a strategy. We learned it with basic multiplication facts to help us understand the concept. We wouldn't use the distributive property if we already knew what 4 times 5 equals, but we used simple multiplication facts to help us understand the concept of the distributive property. This will help kids as they move along in math. So we learned that we can break up one of the factors. We have 4 times 5 equals 20. We can break up the factor into 2 plus 2. And then we can multiply it by the 5. We're going to distribute it and multiply. This is going to help kids when they move on to algebra. So 2 times 5, which equals 10, plus 2 times 5, which also equals 10. 10 plus 10 equals 20. So here's another problem. If we have 8 times 6, we can break up one of the factors. If you know that 6 plus 6 equals 3 plus 3, put that in my parentheses, and I'm going to distribute the 8, and I'm going to multiply 8 times 3, and then 8 times 3 again. And I can rewrite this expression as 8 times 3 plus 8 times 3. I know that 8 times 3 equals 24, plus 24, which equals 48. We'll see another problem. If I have 13 times 4, you can think ahead. If you don't know 13 times 4, you can look at this, and if you have a 10, multiplying by 10 is easier. I can break up 13 into 10 plus 3. Times 4, and then I will distribute my 4 to multiply. And 4 times 10 plus 3 times 4. 4 times 10 equals 40, plus 3 times 4, which equals 12. 40 plus 12 equals 52. All right, this is one strategy to use when you are multiplying numbers. Kids can use this strategy. They will learn the traditional algorithm when you multiply 13 times 4, and the traditional way that we learned it, we carried over there. And doing that, they will learn in 4th grade. But if I have 16 times 5, once again, if I look at here, I know I have a 10. I can break the 16 up. I have 10 plus 6 to my addition sentence times the 5. I'm going to distribute the 5, and I have 10 times 5 plus 6 times 5, 50 plus 30, and 50 plus 30 equals 80. The kids also learned that they can break up a factor. They can break it up into 3 add-ins. They don't have to just break it up into 2. They can break it up into as many add-ins as they want. The aim or the goal is to be as efficient as possible, but if it helps them problem solve, they can do that as well. So if I wasn't sure if I wanted to break up my 40, I can break up my 40 into 20 plus 20 plus 5. That will equal 45. And then I can multiply it by 5, and I can distribute and multiply. So I have 20 times 5 plus 20 times 5 plus 5 times 5. I know that equals 25. 20 times 5, well, that's easy. That's 100. And 25 times again is 100. And now I can add quickly. 100 plus 100 is 200. 200 plus 25 equals 225. So now we're going to take this strategy and the other strategies that we've learned, or the other properties that we've learned of multiplication, and then we're going to apply that to word problems. And this is also going to help third graders as they move along in math.